Preparation of motor system examination, which will come for 20 marks in practical university exam. Any system examination includes biodata, general examination, higher mental functions. In motor system examination, you have bulk, where you have inspection and palpation, tone, power or strength of the muscle, reflexes, coordination of movements, gait and involuntary movements. In this video, we are discussing only bulk, tone and power of upper limb muscles. Bulk of the muscle. Bulk of the muscle can be assessed by inspection and palpation. In inspection, the examiner has to look into the symmetry of the muscle on right side and left side. For palpation, the circumference of various muscles has to be estimated with a measuring tape and compared with the opposite side. The measurement should be taken at definite distance from bony points. In upper limb, we take mid-arm and mid-forearm circumference, where the reference point is olecranon process. For mid-arm circumference, it is 5 inches above the olecranon process. Here you can see the examiner taking 5 inches from the olecranon process and measuring the mid-arm circumference of right side, which is compared with the mid-arm circumference of left side. Next is mid-forearm circumference, which is 4 inches from the olecranon process. You can see the examiner measuring 4 inches from the olecranon process and taking the mid-forearm circumference, right side, and compared with the mid-forearm circumference of left side. The next is tone of the muscle. Tone is a state of tension or contraction found in healthy muscle. Tone is estimated by moving the joint passively. Passively refers to the movement by the examiner, whereas active movement is the subject moving without any assistance. For measuring muscle tone, here the examiner has to move the joint passively. Here you can see the examiner checking the flexors of fingers of right side and flexors of fingers left side, where the examiner is doing the movement. Next is the flexion and extension of the wrist right side, which is compared with flexion and extension of wrist left side. Pronation and supination of the forearm right side and pronation and supination of the forearm left side. Flexion and extension of the elbow. Followed by abduction and adduction of the shoulder joint right side and left side. This way, the muscle tone has to be examined in the upper limb. Next is strength of the muscle. The strength of the muscle can be assessed by active movements against resistance offered by the examiner. The strength can vary from grade 0 to grade 5, where grade 0 is complete paralysis and grade 5 is normal power. In muscles of upper limb, the first muscle to be examined is abductor pollicis brevis. The subject is asked to abduct his thumb in a plane at right angle to the palmar aspect of index finger against resistance of examiner's own thumb. The muscle can be seen and felt. So this is done on right side as well as on the left side. The next muscle is opponent's pollicis. Ask the subject to touch the tip of his little finger with the point of his thumb. Oppose the movement with the examiner's index finger, which should be done on right side and on the left side. The next muscle is first dorsal interosseous. Ask the subject to abduct his index finger against the examiner's resistance. Right side as well as left side. The next muscle is interosseous and lumbricals, which can be assessed by three different methods. The first method is ask the subject to flex the metacarpophalangeal joints and extend the interphalangeal joints, while the examiner offers resistance. The second method is ask him to adduct or abduct his fingers. Here resistance by the examiner is not required. Third is give the subject a piece of paper or card and ask him to grip between the fingers. This is called as card test, where the examiner will try to pull out the card and assess the grip offered by the subject. Next is the flexors of fingers. Ask the subject to squeeze the examiner's fingers. You can see here two fingers are given by the examiner, where the examiner is trying to pull out his fingers and assessing the grip or strength of the muscles. Next is assessment of flexors of wrist, where the subject is asked to make a fist and flex it against the examiner's resistance. Next is the extensors of wrist, where the subject is asked to extend the fist against resistance. The next muscle to be examined is brachioradialis. Place the arm midway between prone and supine position. Ask the subject to bend the forearm while the examiner opposes the movement. The healthy muscle can be seen and felt to stand out prominently on right side as well as on the left side. The next muscle to be examined is biceps. Ask the subject to bend the forearm against resistance with forearm in full supination. The muscle will stand out prominently. The next muscle is triceps, where ask the subject to extend the forearm against the examiner's resistance. The next muscle to be examined is supraspinatus. Ask the subject to abduct his arm to 30 degrees by offering resistance both the sides and assess the strength of the muscle. The next muscle to be examined is deltoid, where the subject is asked to further abduct till 60 degrees by offering resistance both the sides, by which we can assess the strength of the deltoid muscle. Next is serratus anterior examination, where the subject is asked to elevate the arm above right angles and also to push the wall against resistance, where you have to observe for winging of the scapula if the muscle is paralyzed. The next muscle to be examined is pectorals. Ask the subject to stretch his arm out in front of him and then clasp his hands together while the examiner tries to hold them apart by offering resistance. The next muscle is latissimus dorsi, where the subject is asked to clasp his hands behind his back while the examiner standing behind him offers resistance to the downward and backward movement. The last muscle to be examined is infraspinatus. Ask the subject to tuck his elbow into his side with the forearm flexed to a right angle. Then ask him to rotate the limb outwards against the examiner's resistance, the elbow being held against the side throughout. The muscle can be seen and felt to contract in the back. This completes the examination of bulk, tone and power of upper limb muscles. Thank you.